What if you could build your own AI tools that do exactly what you need, not what some SaaS company thinks you need? In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to build custom AI tools using the GPT and Claude APIs, from a simple content summarizer all the way up to a multi-agent research system that runs on autopilot. By the end, you'll have a complete blueprint for building AI tools that save you 20+ hours every single week. Here is the problem with most off-the-shelf AI tools. They are built for the average user, which means they make assumptions about how you work. ChatGPT web interface is great for one-off tasks, but you cannot automate it. You cannot connect it to your database. You cannot build a custom workflow around it. Popular no-code AI platforms like ChatBotKit, BotPress, and VoiceFlow are fantastic, but they have limits. You hit a paywall at a certain number of API calls, you cannot customize the underlying logic, and you are stuck with whatever features they decide to build next. Building your own AI tools with the OpenAI and Anthropic APIs gives you complete control. You call exactly the model you want, exactly when you want, exactly how you want. You pay only for what you use. And you can integrate with any system. This is the difference between renting a house and building your own. Before we dive into building, let me lay out the core concepts you need to understand. Every AI tool you build will have 3 layers. The first is the model layer, your LLM provider, either OpenAI or Anthropic. The second is the orchestration layer, the code that chains prompts, processes responses, and manages state. The third is the integration layer, the connections to your data sources, databases, and output channels. For the model layer, OpenAI's GPT-4o is excellent for structured tasks like data extraction, classification, and generating formatted output. Anthropic's Claude 3.5 Sonnet and Claude for models shine at complex reasoning, long document analysis, and nuanced content creation. Most production systems actually use both. You route simple tasks to GPT-4o Mini for speed and cost, and complex reasoning tasks to Claude for depth and accuracy. A typical setup costs between $50 and $200 per month to run a full suite of custom tools across multiple workflows. Compare that to $500 per month for a team of SaaS subscriptions, and the economics speak for themselves. Every custom AI tool follows the same fundamental pattern. I call it the trigger prompt parse pipeline. Step 1. Trigger. Your tool receives an input. This could be a webhook from N8N or Make.com, a Slack/command, an email forward, a scheduled cron job, or a file landing in a watched folder. Step 2. Prompt. Your code constructs a system prompt and a user prompt, sends them to the API, and receives the response. This is where tool design happens. The system prompt defines the RE's role, constraints, and output format. The user prompt contains the actual data to process. Step 3. Parse. You take the AI response and extract structured data from it, then do something with it. Write to a database, send a Slack message, update a spreadsheet, trigger another workflow. The beauty of this pattern is it is infinitely composable. The output of one tool feeds the input of another. One of my clients built a system where a customer support email gets summarized by Claude, categorized by GPT-4o Mini, then routed to the right team with a pre-written draft response. All in about 45 seconds. The total infrastructure cost is $40 per month. Let me walk you through building your first tool with the OpenAI API. You need an API key from platform.openai.com and any programming language. I use Python because it is the most accessible. Here is the structure. You create an OpenAI client, send a messages array with system and user roles, and get back a completion. The key to getting reliable structured output is the response_format parameter. By setting it to JSON schema, you force GPT to return perfectly structured data that you can parse and use immediately. Here is a real example from my production system, a content repurposing tool. The system prompt says, "You are a content repurposing expert. Take the following transcript and extract 3 social media posts in JSON format. Each post must have a platform, a headline, and a body. By using JSON mode, I get back a parsed object every single time. No hallucinated formatting, no missing fields, no parsing errors. I then pipe that directly to a buffer API call that schedules the posts. Total code is about 60 lines. Total cost per run is about 2 cents. Now let's look at the Anthropic Claude API. Claude is my go-to for anything that requires deep analysis, long context, or nuanced writing. The API structure is similar to OpenAI's, but there are some important differences. Claude uses the Messages API where you send an array of messages with roles like user and assistant. The big advantage of Claude is its massive context window, 200,000 tokens. This means you can feed it entire documents, code bases, or conversation histories. Here is a tool I built for a client who runs a SaaS company with over 500 help desk articles. Every time a new support ticket comes in, Claude reads all 500 articles as context and generates a draft response. Not a search-retrieve approach where you find one matching article. A true understanding of the entire knowledge base. The tool runs in about 30 seconds and costs 15 cents per ticket. The client reduced average response time from 12 hours to 4 minutes and cut support staff costs by 60%. The total code, including the Flask webhook, the Claude API integration, and the Slack notification, is about 150 lines. Once you have the basics down, you can chain multiple AI calls together for much more powerful tools. Here are 3 advanced patterns I use every day. Pattern 1 is the Supervisor pattern. You have a router AI that examines the input and decides which specialist AI to dispatch the task to. For example, an incoming customer email gets analyzed by a classifier AI. If it is a billing question, it goes to the billing specialist AI. If it is a technical issue, it goes to the support specialist. If it is a sales inquiry, it goes to the sales AI. Each specialist has its own system prompt and tools. Pattern 2 is the chain of thought with verification pattern. You send a complex reasoning task to Claude, then send both the original task and Claude's response to GPT for validation. If GPT flags an error, the system reprompts Claude with the correction. This catches reasoning errors before they reach your users. Pattern 3 is the knowledge graph builder. You feed documents to Claude to extract entities and relationships, then store them in a vector database. This creates a searchable knowledge graph that grows richer with every document you process. I use this for a client who has to research competitors every week. The system now takes 10 minutes to do what used to take an entire day. Let me share 3 real use cases that my clients are running in production right now. Use case 1 is the automated blog writer. A client gets a weekly calendar invite with a topic. A cron job fires, sends the topic to Claude with their writing guidelines and past articles for style reference, gets back a polished draft, runs it through GPT for SEO optimization, then posts it to WordPress automatically. The entire pipeline runs in about 90 seconds. They publish 3 articles per week and never touch a keyboard. Use case 2 is the sales intelligence agent. Every time a new lead fills out a form on the website, a webhook fires, sends the lead information and their company website to Claude, who researches the company and writes a personalized outreach email. The email is then reviewed by a human before sending. They close about 30% more deals with personalized outreach. Use case 3 is the meeting action tracker. Zoom transcripts get forwarded to an N8N workflow, which sends the transcript to GPT for to extract action items, decisions, and owners. The output goes directly to their Notion database. They never miss a follow-up again. Total monthly API cost for all 3 systems combined is about $120. Building custom AI tools is powerful, but there are 6 mistakes I see over and over again. Mistake 1. No error handling. APIs fail, network requests timeout, models return unexpected formats. Every single API call needs a try-catch and a retry strategy. Mistake 2. Ignoring rate limits. Both OpenAI and Anthropic have rate limits. If you blast requests, you will get 429 errors. Implement exponential backoff and queue-based processing. Mistake 3. No prompt versioning. When you update a system prompt, you change your entire tool's behavior. Keep prompt templates in a version-controlled file. Mistake 4. No monitoring. You cannot improve what you do not measure. Log every API call, its latency, token usage, and whether it succeeded or failed. Mistake 5. Over-engineering. Do not build a multi-agent system when a single prompt will do. Start simple, iterate, and only add complexity when you have proven the simple version works. Mistake 6. Ignoring costs. A single prompt to Claude Opus costs about 3 cents. If you run that 10,000 times a month, that is $300. Set budget alerts and monitor your token usage daily. You do not need to be a software engineer to build custom AI tools. Here is your step-by-step playbook. Step 1. Sign up for OpenAI and Anthropic API, fund each with $20. Step 2. Set up GitHub Copilot or Claude Code as your coding assistant. Describe what you want to build and let AI help you write the code. Step 3. Deploy your tool on Railway, Render, or a $5 VPS. Step 4. Connect it via webhooks to N8N or Make.com for triggers and downstream actions. Step 5. Monitor with a free Sentry account and set up a simple logging spreadsheet. I have built over 30 custom AI tools for clients using exactly this approach. None of them required a senior engineer. The average tool takes about 3 hours to build from scratch. That means in 1 week, you could have a full custom AI infrastructure running for your business. I have packaged all the prompts, templates, and code examples from this video into a ready-to-use toolkit. It includes the OpenAI and Claude API starter templates, the Supervisor pattern code, the knowledge graph builder, plus my complete set of system prompts optimized for different tasks. You can get it at the link in the description. This is the same code I use with my own clients. Building your own AI tools is the single highest leverage skill you can develop in 2026. The tools are accessible, the APIs are affordable, and the results are transformative. If you found this valuable, hit that like button and subscribe to CyberSavvy for more advanced AI automation content every week. Drop a comment below with what custom AI tool you want to build first. I read every single one. Thanks for watching and I will see you in the next video.